Lorcana Locals!
Marvelous! Fight!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Lorcana Locals with your main man with a plan and the ironclad white pale tan. It's TheXploder. Hope you guys are doing good, feeling good, and being good in betweeny. It's been a while, and we're back with some more Lorcana Locals matches, but I'm not here. No, these aren't my games. These are what are known as the Brian games. Brian is going to be your main player. He's going to be sitting on the left-hand side for us throughout the next couple of games. And on the right-hand side, we have StJohn. First time here on Lorcana Locals, but loving the bits. Shout out to him, shout out to Brian. Let's have a good day today. I have no idea what these guys are playing, so this is going to be some fantastic commentary. StJohn starting off with the one drop hey chicken. I do love it. Maybe I should do it in the voice of Tekken. You know in Tekken 3, in Tekken Force mode, when you do go chicken. Maybe I need to splice that in. I'm not too sure. But yes, we have Brian on his end. I believe that's Chernobog followers. The lighting is cocking it up because of the sleeves, but it's okay. I can kind of get it. StJohn, then his follow-up turn. Turn 2 Piggles. Are we going for some cheeky aggro plays later? Not too sure. But StJohn has a terrifying chicken, and anything is possible. Deciding not to quest. Interesting move. It's nice and early. You don't need to force yourself. Don't need to force yourself at all. Let's take it nice and easy at pace and see what goes down. Brian umming and ahhing of what he wants to do next. Potential aggro plays on StJohn's side, but it's hard to determine at this stage of the game. So we're going to see how things go. We know what one colour StJohn is playing. I didn't have a look at his hand clearly enough to identify what the second colour was, but we'll get there eventually as this all goes through. Brian decides to inking goat. Ooh, I feel that ink play. But what is he going to put out? Because for goat, it's a little bit too early for goat. We understand this. It is Diablo. Turn 1 Diablo. He gets hit. Or should I say he gets banished. You get to draw a card. Fantastic card. Beautiful one drop for Amethyst. Highly recommend getting a set if you can. Slightly difficult because it is an uncommon card, but a fantastic card to have if you want nice easy card draw on a one drop. Quest with Chernobog followers gets for one lore, does not use the effect of followers to get the card draw because he wants to make sure Chernobog followers are there ready to knock out that Piggles just in case. Fantastic move. StJohn puts out the free lore Simba with no quest. I think I know where StJohn's going to go with this one. StJohn's waiting to build up a sizable board, going to quest with a lot of high lore characters at once, and effectively sweep the game in a couple of turns of being able to just quest. We'll see if that happens though. Brian's going to quest for 2, with Chernobog followers and Diablo going up to 3, setting the pace. Very interesting start of the game so far on both ends. We now know StJohn is doing a Amber Ruby list. And Brian, however, I've only seen Amethyst. I've not seen the second colour from Brian. It's Ruby! It's our favourite. Amethyst Ruby control is in play. Is it proper control, however? Yet to say. But on turn 3, Brawl comes in, hits for Piglet. Fantastic choice to do so. Get it out of the way. No big lore game. Now can only quest for 4 instead of what would have been, I believe, 6 or 7? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Good job, Brian. Control the board as you can. I see a chicken licking and flicking. That is another hey. Quests for 4 with hey with Simba. Actually make that 5 because of the bodyguard Donald coming into play, giving +1 lore to one of the other characters. A 5 lore play now with a 2/3 bodyguard in play to protect them. Very good move. Now Brian cannot rely on Chernobog followers to tackle into anything because of the pesky free health on that Donald Duck. Very well played. Very well played. Immediately shakes up the system, goes up to 5 lore. Beautifully done. What a way to set it off. And I think StJohn needed to do that simply because of the play he did last turn and Piglet being knocked out of the way with Brawl. There's Amethyst Chromacon in the Inkwell to make that 4. Is Brian going to swing? Is he swing-a-linging? He will swing into Donald, deal 2 damage. Interesting move there, having to tackle with the Bog Followers. Not a bad move by any stretch. You are best tackling an aggro board as soon as you possibly can, so I do not blame Brian at all for doing what he has to do. But he has 4 out, he's paying 4, he's gonna bring out, it's the Super Goofin. Now we know why that happens. Super Goof comes in, rush, tackle, get rid of the Donald Duck, take 2 damage, but Brian gets 2 lore, because all you need to do is challenge with Super Goof to get that precious lore gain off of his effect. Fantastic move. That does now mean that you are unable to tackle into anything else. So Diablo can't tackle into anything, but yet again, you don't really want Diablo to tackle into anything. You want Diablo to keep questing every turn and make your opponent get rid of your Diablo by one mean or another, so you can benefit off of that card draw. I think the only time you would sack Diablo into something is if you played maybe Merlin Crab and you just needed to give something a Challenger +3. And I mean, a Challenger +3 Diablo would have taken out the Bodyguard Donald. So never say never. It's a perfectly valuable play, especially in that color theme of the deck. Back over to StJohn. Great move by Brian, getting him back up to 6 to match for 5. There's another Bodyguard Donald. Another Bodyguard Donald coming down. That is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lore play, immediately spiking StJohn up to 11, which is crazy sauce. Why is it crazy sauce? Because I just told you it's crazy sauce. I don't know what flavor it is. It's just quite saucy. Simple, easy, and clean. Pass the turn over to Brian. Brian has got to catch up, laying down his 5th ink, another goat, and I think that's absolutely fine. He needs, though, to focus on a strategy to get rid of these aggro plays, because if you cannot control the board with the sheer swarming of characters and the high lore counts, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a big struggle, and with only one character that can really attack right now, big pain for Brian, I can only imagine. He's going to pay 2, he's going to bring out Gather Knowledge and Wisdom, gain 2 lore. Interesting, trying to catch up on the lore gains. Goes straight to 8. He can tackle with Goofy, go into the Donald. Super Goof may go, but you do get the 2, go up to 10. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. He's going to do it. Sacking the Donald, getting 2 lore because of the attack, going up to 10. Quest with Diablo to match 11? Or Peter Mother Hubbin Pan. The Rush Peter Pan that gives your evasive characters rush. Interesting. Rushes in, gets rid of Donald Duck. He's out the way. Quest for 1 with Diablo. But again, big problem. Because yes, you get rid of a bodyguard, StJohn can still quest for 5, and now another bodyguard play. Wow! The perfect bodyguard play. Brilliant job. Quest for a solid 5, go up to 16, and Baloo is scary. If you've never seen Baloo before, it is a 0-3 bodyguard, quest for 1, but whenever he gets banished, it doesn't have to be via a challenge, doesn't have to be via effect or anything crazy like that. When it dies, you get 2 lore. It was too intimidating for Brian. Great game. Wow, was not expecting this. Super fun to start off. I'll see you in game 2. And we're back. Game number 2. Brian versus StJohn. StJohn's already 1 point ahead. How is Brian going to catch up to the Aggro Lord, known as StJohn? I'm going to try and get nicknames for everybody that everyone wants now. So if any of my local lot are watching and you're featured in one of these videos in the future, let me know. Would you like a nickname? And if you could have a nickname, what would it be? Because I've got one for Brian. His nickname is Wheels with a Z, because you got to be cool like that. You understand, right? Yeah, of course you understand. Anyway, turn 1 for Brian. Simple, easy, Diablo play. Beautiful. Can't complain. Let's go. StJohn's side of the board. I did see a mini in hand, but it's going to go straight into the Inkwell. Absolutely fine and dandy. Pay for 1. Who's coming out? Is it a chicken? No, it's a good boy doggo, Pluto. That does make your next character 1 cost cheaper. Decent, easy. I do like that Pluto. I think it's come out of fashion since Daisy's just oh so much better just for aggro plays. But if you want to make your characters cheap and you want to get them out as soon as possible, Diablo's a good boy, and we do like a good boy doggo. What can I say? Quest for 1, Brian, turn 2, goes up to 1 lore, already setting the pace like he did last time. Now that he has an understanding of what Sinjin's bringing to a table, I'm curious as to what he's going to do. Inking Super Goof, playing out Cusco for some more future card draw tech. Is that the right move? Well, it might be the only move that Brian has in his hands. So, we will see. I would have preferably gone for a Snake. Bounce back Diablo, at least Snakes out as a 3/3 threat line, and you can go from there. At least that's what I would do, but hey ho. Sinjin on his side plays out the 3 lore Simba. Is he going to do anything with Pluto at all? He's going to quest with a dog. Doggo is questing for 1 big, real big, especially since Brian cannot get rid of a doggo. Cusco can only deal 1 damage. Diablo deals no damage. So there is 0 problems with using the doggo. And yes, you could have used doggo to make Simba 1 cost cheaper, but if you don't have another 1-drop in your hands, a little bit pointless. A little bit pointless there. So, made sense to do all of that. Back over to Brian. Quests with both Cusco and Diablo to go up to 3. Plays out the Mim Fox, bounces back for Diablo, the better choice out of the 2 there. And Mim is going to tackle a dog and get rid of him. Is Brian a bad guy for attacking a doggo? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to be impartial. I'm just your commentator. And technically, yes, it's Pluto, but it is a bit of cardboard. Got to bear that in mind. Solid move, though, by Brian there. Controlling the board. There is Donald setting the pace. 5 lore? Yes, because that does count as 4 because you did quest for 1 earlier with the Pluto. Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. Going straight up to 5, but the Mim Fox is there, ready to get rid of that Donald Duck straight away. Now, is Brian going to get rid of Simba with Cusco? I would. Damn right he is. Control the board, get it out, take that damage. Doesn't matter. You're controlling the aggro pace. And as soon as you shut down aggro, as soon as you possibly can, you're on the money. We like to see it. Brian, inking for the turn. On 4, paying 3, going for White Rose, immediately getting 1 lore on play. Beautiful, simple, easy and clean. And a fantastic stat block of that being a 3/3, which in this case is fantastic. And there's Diablo back in play again. Big board on Brian's side, no board on Sinjin's side. Fantastic. This is exactly what you want. Now, the pace has completely shifted over to Brian's side, and Sinjin's going to play out a Shere Khan. Shere Khan, possibly one of my favourite Ruby cards because of flavour. Whenever you initiate a challenge on another character this turn, gain 1 lore simply for initiating that challenge. Fantastic when combined with a 4-drop Super Goof, because then Super Goof declares a challenge, you get 1 off of Shere Khan, 2 off of Goof, that's a 3 lore play. That's on curve. Pretty darn nice, and I would recommend that if you want to do a Shere Khan deck anywhere in the future. So, here we go. Big Questy LaRue from Brian, questing all the way up to 7, because yes, Shere Khan can swing in for attacks, but it's not really going to benefit Sinjin all that much. Also going to quest with Mim Fox going up to 8 in total. Then Brian, paying the ink that he does want to pay in order to play out LeFou. That is the ready LeFou. So who is he going to pick to ready? It's a Mim Fox. Brilliant move. Brilliant move. Mim Fox you want to have ready for when you want to use Mim Fox to strike into your opponent's characters. Very smart move. You don't want Mim Fox going anywhere. Gathering knowledge and wisdom. Go straight up to 10. Who's setting the pace now? Brian, what a comeback. Oh, it just makes me want to put a fist to my head and go, Brian, that is called Brian. That's a reference there. If you know the movie reference, put it in the comments and you will get, I will say this right now, 10 bonus points in chat. You know what those bonus points are used for. And if you don't, then come on, get with it. Just get with it. Interesting board state though. I would be terrified if I was Sinjin, because Brian is 5 lore up on you, has an incredibly strong board, Yes, they only quest for 1 lore across the board on all those characters, but they have really decent stat blocks. And you don't want to challenge with Shere Khan unless you know you are definitely going to benefit from that challenge, because he's an instigator, not a proprietor, at least in my eyes. So you need to be careful. So what is StJohn going to do here, I wonder? It's a very interesting deck he's playing in general, but it's a tough board to deal with when you have a little bit of attack tech, a little bit of aggro tech. Double Shere Khan! Here we go, double Tiger Boys. And, the rush! Queen of Hearts. Classic play. Queen of Hearts gonna rush into the Cusco, deal the damage, gets 2 lore off of both Shere Khans, going up to 7 lore total. Solid play. I don't think that was anything bad. Brian does get a card off of the Cusco being banished. So what are we going to do now that we have a double Shere Khan and Queen of Hearts play? I think it was needed. StJohn needed to do something, and Cusco was the only real viable target. You could have targeted Diablo, because remember that Diablo is a 0-1 with like the same effect that Cusco has. So he could have tackled into Diablo and not taken any damage, because that Diablo doesn't have evasive. So remember that. It's a very good Diablo, but that Diablo does not have evasive, so you can tackle into it normally. It's not like the 3-cost Archimedes that can quest for 2 and be evasive, because that Archimedes is surprisingly strong in a on-curve aggro deck, so consider playing that if you're thinking of doing anything aggro with Amethyst, because it's quite nice. It's quite nice. Moving over to Brian. I think Brian's in an incredibly comfortable place here. I don't think he has anything to worry about. I think he's absolutely fine. If anything, Mim Fox into the Shere Khan to get rid of Shere Khan, at least in my opinion. I wouldn't even worry about Queen of Hearts. I just get rid of Shere Khan. Get rid of one of the Shere Khans, let that Queen of Hearts get aced later on. But no, Brian doesn't want to do it. Brian's like, no, screw your queen. I've got a torch in my hand. Burn the queen down. Some French Revolution stuff happening right here as we see LeFou take out the Queen of Hearts. Big. Then, Mim Fox is just going to quest. Ooh. Okay. Are we going to see a trade of White Rose into Shere Khan? Not even. Snake. Bounce back for Fox. Here we go. Are we going to see Fox play into the White Rose? Bounce. Yes, we freaking are. Should have quested with White Rose first, though, if you were going to do that. But then Mim Fox strikes into Shere Khan, gets rid of it. Now you have a Snake out on board. A 3-3 that can immediately get rid of the Shere Khan 3-3 for later. Brilliant. And White Rose is back in your hand. That's 1 lore guaranteed next turn on play. 11 versus 9. What a grip. Whoa. I'm liking these games. Fantastic to be back. Mickey Mouse play. Over on StJohn's side. Now that's for Mickey Mouse, where if you have a character in play called Minnie Mouse, I believe that Mickey Mouse gains +2 attack. It could be +3. I'll put a version of the card on screen so that we can all look at it together. It's a very interesting deck if you want to do like a themed couples deck. Well, that's a deck I'm considering doing for an upcoming theme night that is going to be couples based. And that was like one of the first couples I immediately thought of, but I think a lot of people do the same. I like the card, it's quirky, it does quest for 2, and I quite like that. There's White Rose, +1 lore, go up to 12. Brilliant move by Brian. No pressure, gathering knowledge and wisdom, another 2, go up to 14, set the pressure, set the pace. Brilliant, no complaints here whatsoever. Goes over to StJohn's turn. He's got a lot of ink to play with, but not a lot of cards in hand, only 2. The only problem with a Amber Ruby list, unless you have specific cards in with the help of card draw, you're not going to draw a lot. But there's Donald, Bodyguard, going to come into play. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4 lore play going up to 14. Bodyguard is in play as well, but is Brian going to be intimidated by that? I don't know. He's only going to be able to quest for 2, go up to 16 this turn, unless he has some crazy plays in that hand of his. We will see. Are the meals indeed on wheels? That is the true question that I have for Brian right now. StJohn is tempted. I think that is another Shere Khan I just saw in his hand. He has the third in his hand. Not the whole world, just the third Shere Khan. I wanted to bring that out there. Swings the snake into Donald Duck to get rid of a duck. Solid. White Rose trades with Shere Khan. Solid. Perfectly good play to control the board. But what's Brian going to do here? Sitting on all his ink, hasn't paid a single whiff of it still. Everything's still necessarily to play for. It's only 14 versus 13 at the moment. Anything could happen in the next half hour. Gathering knowledge and wisdom take up to 16. Oof. Big play there just to boost up on the lore gain. Does have a little bit more ink still. 2 cards in hand for you. 1 card in hand for StJohn. But is that going to be the turn? It is. Brian's turn is over. As we mooch back over to StJohn with his Mickey of the Mouse. And what is he going to do here? Very interesting game. Very interesting game. As StJohn just pops out the Shere Khan. Beautiful play. Has the Shere Khan. Don't attack with the Mickey. Please. No, he's going to attack with the Mickey. I think he has to. I get it. But at the same time, if you just quested the Mickey, you would have had 2 lore instead of 1. I get it. Control the board. Get rid of the characters, especially since Brian's sitting on 16. I absolutely get it. It's a 50-50 split on what you would have done. I would have just quested with Mickey and baited a Mim Fox. But that's just me. That's just me personally. But let's see how things go. Is that going to work in StJohn's favour? 16-14 for Brian. Inking of Thievery. Going to play a Pirate's Life for me. Oh no. There's a Pirate's Life. So that will take 2 lore away from StJohn. And then give 2 lore over to Brian. Immediately putting Brian on 18. What a play. It does cost 6. It is a high cost song card. But you know what? Wow. Knocks StJohn down to 12. And all of a sudden, that single play with being able to bop with the Mickey. Ugh. It's a tough one to come back from. But there's Mufasa. Oh, we like a bit of Fasa. Fantastic. Quest for 3. Jump back to 15. But now, I think Brian, if he has the ideal plays in his hand, will be able to get the win in Game 2. The only way he won't be able to get the win is if he just does not have cards he can play, like they're just mims, or they're just cards that are not going to benefit the board. But the trick is, you leave StJohn with a chance to rebuild a board state, and it's going to get crazy. Rule hits Mickey. The 2 lore man is down. And that's all Brian's able to do. You see what I mean here? Yes, he got rid of the Mickey. Yes, that's 2 lore down. But guess what? So that's still 3 lore on board. That can take StJohn up to 16, 17, 18. Which is fantastic. So what's going to happen here? He's just going to quest, go to 18, plays out Mini and Super Goof as threats, ready to take the game. Is Brian ready to take control? Enough! It's over! It goes into Pirate's Life, immediately gets 2 to go to 20. Wow, and had B-Prep in hand. Wow. Tight. Very tight game for Game 2. Was not expecting it to be that tight. I'm fixated on tightness. Let's roll over to Game 3 before I become tight in this commentary. Let's go. And here we are. Game 3. 1 apiece. Brian versus StJohn in this Lorcana Locals. Amber Ruby versus Ruby Amethyst. Crazy for Game 2. Really close. As Game 1, we start with StJohn. It's Chicken Boy. It's Hey Hey. Here we go. Raise the roof and go, hey, ho. It's Hey Hey. We gotta love it. Turn 1 broom on Brian's side. I'm an odds. I love chicken, but I love brooms. Like, how can you split my love against each other? This is so hard. But StJohn playing out the 2-drop Simba. Quest for 3. Very consistent for these couple of games here. So that is a very scary start that Brian has to be ready for. Has his broom. That broom will not let you down. It's a good boy broom. We do like a good broom. Brian is going to have to do something. Inks LeFou, pays 2, and is going to go for Diablo And Diablo, double Diab for the big boy plays, going to flood the board. Quest for 1 with the broom, and away he goes. If I was Brian, I would have probably quested for 1 with the broom, played out 1 Diablo, used the broom effect to draw 1 card, then play out the second Diablo. So at least then you still have 2 things on board, and you can draw a card, because I can assume what's going to come. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to assume. A bodyguard. It's Baloo, the scary one that gets 2 lore when it goes. So you have to bear that in mind. That is a big quest, allowing StJohn to go straight up to 4 on turn 3. Youch. Brian's on catch-up mode now, but is able to potentially swing into things and do nothing. I say that and it will do nothing. You can quest for 3 and get up to 4, and then play out another character, get rid of a broom to draw a card, and maybe that card will help. I'm not too sure. White Rose going into the ink, and here we go. Diablo, Diablo. Quest with the 2 birdie boys, go up to 3. Then, pays 3, plays out the Mimfox. Bounce back one of the Diablos. Mimfox coming in, swiper no swiping, into Baloo to take Baloo out fully, taking no damage, but StJohn does get 2 lore going up to 6. Beautiful stuff. Keeps the broom on standby to swipe into Simba, getting rid of him as well. That was fantastic case there, and a brilliant move of the broom by Brian. Well done. Well done. As much as I would have been tempted to maybe take that card draw early, I think Brian was right to do just that. If he knew he had the things in hand to be able to get rid of a bodyguard and immediately get rid of that Simba, I would have done the exact same thing. So fair play to him. Had the game plan, pulled it out successfully, and now it's all on StJohn. With Chicken on board, what's he going to do when he's face to face with a fox, a bird, and a broom? It sounds like a wild time at a pub. A wild time at a pub. But no, pays out the Shere Khan. And Chicken is going to tackle, deal that damage, get rid of a broom, get that 1 lore. Why not? Why not? Stop Brian from being able to draw an additional card and quest for an additional 1. Makes sense. Set some pressure. Get that lore. Brilliant stuff. It's what we want to see. Goes up to 7. As we go back to Brian's turn. Fox in play. Diablo in play. Big ideas swimming in head with what is in his hand, I am very much sure. The Mim Fox. Is Mim Fox going to tackle into Chicken? No, not yet, maybe. We're going to quest for 1 with Diablo. There we go. Mim Fox into Chicken. Takes for 1 damage, but does deal 4. Chicken goes bye-bye, back to the coop. Fox has a full stomach, but feels a little bit too full, so is burping quite heavily, taking that 1 damage. What would Brian do in a situation like this? You can't brawl Shere Khan. Maybe just play out a White Rose if you got 1 in hand. Maybe this is goat territory. Inks a Diablo, the one he bounced back earlier. Plays out the snake, brings back the fox for later, just in case a pesky Donald drops. Smart move. Smart move. I think that was the best plan you could have gone with, especially since Mim Fox took 1 point of damage. Now that's been refreshed. And plays out the Thievery, the cheeky thief. So if you don't know what Thievery does, it is a 1-cost action where it's simply opponent loses 1 lore, you gain 1 lore. So StJohn down to 6, Brian up to 5, keeping tempo, making sure things are kept at an equal pace so StJohn doesn't go too far ahead with some aggro plays. Very, very good move. As we go back over to StJohn. Has 4 ink in play. This is the ideal time for Super Goof if you got one. Sadly no, but that's okay. It's a Queen of Hearts. Takes no damage, gets rid of the Diablo, gets the 1 lore off of Shere Khan, goes back up to 7. Brian does get his card draw, but you need to just get rid of some cards now. So I absolutely get it. Doesn't quest with Shere Khan. Leaves the Queen of Hearts out there to get swiped by the snake, which is absolutely fine. And what is Brian going to do here? Pays out the ink. Is he going to, Mim Fox the snake, so the snake is nice and healthy, back in hand, keep the bounce tech rotating, and now we have a big scary fox. Yes, the fox cannot tackle into Shere Khan, but guess what? Shere Khan pretty much is not going to quest and not going to attack unless StJohn's going to be able to take advantage of a board wipe or just the situation in general. So it's good. Keep the snake nice and healthy in your hand in case you need to bounce back that fox for later. Brilliant move. Even inked the snake. I don't know whether that is the snake that got bounced or another snake Brian had in hand. Simple, easy, clean turn on his side. We're going to see a Minnie Mouse play. That is the vanilla Minnie Mouse. I guess that is to synergize with the 4-cost Mickey. Perfectly fine, not a problem with that. As meanwhile on Brian's side, we'll ink a Thievery. Tempted as to what he's going to be doing next. That's 6 ink on his side. All 6. Pirate's Life coming out. That is -2 for StJohn, taking him down to 5. +2 for Brian, up to 7. Setting the pace yet again, but now all 6 ink has been paid for. There is nothing to tackle in with the Mim Fox. That is all he needs for his turn. Fantastic play in my eyes. Because now you're starving StJohn of targets from being able to swing in for the Shere Khan proc, but there is Mickey Mouse. And questing for 2. Interesting. Quest for 2 plays out Mickey because there's a mini in play that Mickey does have boosted attack stats, which is very nice, especially since he's going to be able to quest for 2 every single turn. Becomes a very scary boy. But what's Brian going to do here? Is that the only card in Brian's hand? It could be, which is a bit scary when you're in Ruby Amethyst. So we'll see how this works out for him. 6 ink in play. Pays out. He's going to do all 6 again. But it's Maui Shark. It wasn't the only card in hand. I could only see 1, but it was blended into 3. And this Maui Shark is a brand new player to the game. Effectively has evasive. Is a 7/5 stat block. And whenever you challenge into a character and it's banished as a result of that challenge, you get to get an action card from your discard pile and add it to your hand. A very great move, especially when combined with cards like Thievery and Pirate's Life, so that then you can get back the cards for steal lore or give you lore and be able to just rinse and repeat them whenever you can. Brilliant stuff. And don't forget, Maui's second effect is whenever you use an action, you get +1 lore, which is beautiful. So if you play something like Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, that's a free lore play as long as Maui's out, and it's a mandatory effect. So you can't just simply say, I'm not going to get the lore. You get that lore whether you like it or not. You filthy animal. So, here we go. StJohn set up another bit of a board there. Last turn. Another Shere Khan being out. Attacking with the Maui Shark going into the Mickey Mouse. That does have higher stats, but not high enough to get rid of Maui Shark. Gets an action back into hand. Decides to play out the Pirate's Life, which I believe was the one in discard. Plays it out for 6 cost. Gets +1 lore as well through Maui Shark, so that's 3 lore, taking Brian up to 10, while StJohn goes down to 8. What a move. And this is how scary the Shark can be, because the Shark does have evasive, and because StJohn doesn't have any evasive characters on his side of the board, there is no way to get rid of it. It is on 4 health, but you know what Brian can potentially do here in this situation? That is a Bodyguard Donald play. That's going to quest for 3 instead of 2. Going to keep that pressure on, and I don't blame you. Keep that pressure on all the time. As Brian readies his turn, he can always bounce back the Maui Shark with one of the Mims in order to refresh for health if he so thinks that's a good idea. But he can also sing Pirate's Life with Maui, meaning that you still have all your ink to play for, and then you still get the free lore benefit from Pirate's Life. That's how good the Maui Pirate's Life combo is. It's pretty darn scary. Maui, just questing for 1 by the looks of things, going to 11. Could this mean a Mim play to bounce the Shark back? I think it is, because I think Brian's going to be thinking, oh, let's get rid of that duck. Am I right? I'm right. There's Madam Mim Fox. Bounce back the Maui. Mim Fox into the Donald of Duck. So the duck is gone. You could say that move was a little bit quackers. What are you doing, Brian? What are you doing? Donald Duck only deals 2 damage. Mim is still alive. Brian! Brian, you were meant to be the chosen one. But no, Mim should still be alive. Mim should only take 2 damage from that attack and still be alive in this situation. StJohn, after Brian finishes his turn setting up a magic broom, plays out Queen of Hearts Rush. Piglet still has a mini, still has a Shere Khan. Scary board because now Piglet can quest big for next turn. If he has a Donald in hand, ready to play for next turn, that could be a lot of lore which could swing the game on StJohn's side. 11-11 apiece, back over to Brian. Tough one to judge in game 3. How the heck is this going to go, I wonder? So interesting. He is going to ink a copy of LeFou. He is then going to pay 6 for the Maui Shark, bringing that shark back. Does he have a Thievery in hand to capitalize off of the odd one ink? No, it's Chernobog followers. Okay, that's fine. That is okay. And as a result of that, Brian questing for 1 with the magic broom, going up to 12, did not use the effect of broom, but I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to keep broom on standby and effectively using broom as bait for Queen of Hearts. It's an interesting board to play if I was StJohn right now. The easy thing to do would be, let's quest with everything, but Shere Khan strikes into the broom, gets rid of it, you get that 1 lore, go up to 12, fantastic job. But now what do? You can quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is exactly what he's going to do. Turn that 12 into a 17, which is fantastic. And with that in mind, what other cards are you going to play out? Checking the ink, paying the ink. There's Bodyguard below. It is set. It is set in play. Brian needs some big game moments. Even if he gets rid of Baloo, that sets up StJohn for 19 lore. So that's at least a Pirate's Life and a Thievery to knock him down fast enough. But will it be enough? That's the question. Quest for 1 with Chernobog's followers, using the effect of followers, draws a card. Essential at this moment in time to get the right cards you need in order to tackle this board. I believe at this moment in time we had a couple of us having a look at the game, analysing the situation, because this is literally make or break moment for Brian. This is mathematics. Does he have everything he needs in hand to trigger Maui Shark enough times in order to get the lore necessary, not just to necessarily shut down StJohn, but to effectively sweep the game in his favour? Here we go. 3 gets paid for Brawl. 1 action, 1 lore, go to 14, is going to hit the Piglet. Very good, very smart, very easy move. Now the next plan. And there's still a Bodyguard Baloo out there ready to go. You have used 3 ink to make this work so far. Brian, paying another 2. Paying out Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, that'll give you 3 lore. He could do it, folks. He could just do it. 15 to 17 has a little ways to go. 2 ink left. Does have cards in hand. He's gonna sing Pirate's Life with Maui Shark. Another 3 lore play. Gains 3 on Brian's side. Drops StJohn by 2 down to 15. Pass turn. Brian has clarified that he can win it. He can do it. And has done it. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen. Brian with the 2-1 victory on StJohn. What a crazy couple of games. Crazy situations. Crazy combo tech. But Brian just manages to win it. He did have the stuff he needed in hand to be able to win and get to 20, stopping the 19. So congratulations for Brian, congratulations for StJohn, great series of games, great lot of fun. It's been brilliant and I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Let me know what you've enjoyed most out of these games down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe for more Lorcana locals coming your way in the future. On top of all that, shout out to Geek Retreat and shout out to Magic Madhouse for allowing us to not just put on the show for you guys, but also provide you guys with some awesome TCG swag you can get your hands on. today. Until next time, folks, I'll be seeing you for another one of Brian's games. I've got 4 of them in total for you, so you're going to get 4 of Meals on Wheels. Gotta love it. Until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, most importantly, stay explosive. And I'll be seeing you next time.